Scott just made the point Jefferson seems to be a lot more secure, not just... While President Obama was hosting the NBA champion San Antonio Spurs at the White House on Monday, outcry erupted across the country about his absence from the 1.5 million man march through the streets of Paris against Islamic terrorism and in support of free speech and Charlie Hebdo magazine. 44 heads of state from around the world traveled to Paris that day, but Barack Obama was conspicuously absent. I'm Steve Green. This is Trifecta, and with me today, Scott Ott, and filling in for Bill Whittle this week, Stephen Kruiser. Gents, the editors of the New York Times noted that the leaders of Britain, Germany, Spain, Italy, Turkey, Jordan, Israel, the Palestinian Authority, and Greece were all in attendance, although their editorial was missing the same thing the march was missing: Obama. Or anyone, just one single person from the administration other than our ambassador, who's a political appointee and a campaign bundler. When asked about Obama's absence, White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest said, I quote, "I think it's fair to say that we should have sent someone with a higher profile to be there, but that this was not a decision made by the president." Okay. Stephen Kruiser, nobody seems to know exactly what kept the president so busy on Sunday. What do you imagine he was doing?
He was practicing his preening, as he always does on Sundays. That's what. No, he was home watching football, not caring about anything, because he doesn't care about anything. He's never. The fact that this man got elected because of an empathy factor is one of the most stunning things in all of American politics, because he cares not one whit about anything that isn't Barack Obama. World affairs, other people, I doubt even his family. He just doesn't care. So he was home not paying attention to this. But I'm of the opinion, though, that, we're all embarrassed by this president. We don't like this president. So I'm okay when he doesn't show up and represent me in public somewhere, too. I'm fine with that. And that was such a dog and pony show with the interlocking arms of the people who created the environment for this thing to happen in the first place. I didn't mind him missing. I know we're supposed to be united in outrage as conservatives over this. I'm not at all. I mean, I know he doesn't care. They don't care. It was a whole bunch of not caring.
Well, you say he doesn't care, but wait until you see his NCAA brackets coming up here real soon. Where'd I leave off? Oh, there we are. CNN's Jake Tapper, who's nobody's vision of a fire-breathing right-winger, he published a column on Monday in which he wrote, "I say this as an American, not as a journalist, not as a representative of CNN, but as an American, I was ashamed." The same day, Democratic pollster and Clinton advisor Douglas Schoen wrote that the president sent a clear message to the world: Obama just doesn't care. Scott, is that true? Does the president just not care?
Well, when you look at that headline, I was ashamed of U.S. leaders' absence. Look where the apostrophe is. It's after the S, which means he was ashamed of the plural U.S. leaders' absence. In his column, Jake Tapper also mentions he's ashamed that Mitch McConnell wasn't there, that John Boehner wasn't there, and that apparently multiple possible candidates for the presidency in 2016 didn't do anything on Twitter that day. So I started out really loving Jake Tapper's column because I thought for once he's being genuine and he's kind of stepping outside of his journalism job and saying, look, as an American, I felt like somebody should be there. What Jake Tapper apparently doesn't understand is who's responsible for foreign policy in this country, and that is not John Boehner, it's not Mitch McConnell, and it's not the people who are, maybe will run for president. It is President Obama. It is Secretary of State Kerry. And at the very least, the president should have sent a high-level official there to represent the United States, not somebody who could literally walk to the rally, his bundler, who happens to be living in France now because she helped him to get elected.
It's not often I correct Scott Ott on the air, but the person responsible for foreign policy in this country is actually Valerie Jarrett. All right, folks, during their meeting, President Obama read from his prepared remarks and said that the San Antonio Spurs are a great metaphor for what America should be all about. Now, I'd say that Sunday was a metaphor for what Barack Obama is all about. When representatives from the entire world gathered to oppose Islamic terror and to support freedom of speech and freedom of religion, Barack Obama was at home displaying what looked to me like a malice of absence. For Scott Ott and Stephen Kruiser, I'm Steve Green.